Doreen Avio Show. Well, today our topic for discussion, I think it's more of ladies, but men, you can also watch and learn to be able to educate your women. Today we are going to be talking about fibroids.
It's the Doreen Avio Show.
Welcome back. This is the Doreen Avio Show, and earlier I did say that we are discussing fibroids. So wherever you are, just sit down because listen, we are going to take it one at a time. And I'm ready to be educated, and I believe you are also ready to be educated about this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have been joined by the beautiful Dr. Ya Ba. Do I add the other one? Owusu as well. So yes, Dr. Ya Ba Owusu has joined me today to talk about fibroids. Now, you look amazing, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Doctor and Charlie, Doctor, but
nowadays we're trying.
Dr. Ba,
Yes.
what is fibroid, or what are fibroids?
Okay. So fibroids are non-cancerous tumors that arise from the muscles of the uterus.
Woo.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with cancer.
It's a non-cancer. Yes.
Okay.
So it is a form of cancer, but it's a benign form.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a growth that arises from the muscles of the uterus.
Okay.
Yeah.
How can one develop fibroids?
Okay. So the cause of fibroids is unknown. There's research going on trying to figure out what is the actual cause of fibroids, but that's not known. We know that there's certain risk factors that predispose people to fibroids. For example, genetics. If your grandmother had fibroids, your mother had fibroids, your auntie had fibroids, your sister had fibroids, it's likely that you're going to get fibroids. So it does run in the family. Other studies have also shown that people who have their periods earlier in life, so if you have your period before the age of 10 years old, there's a high risk that you might develop fibroids. If you had a child and there's a long space between your next child, then there's also a risk of you getting fibroids as well. Yes, but we know that fibroids are more common in blacks compared to Caucasians. So it's about 2 to 3 times more common in blacks compared to Caucasians. So Ghanaian women are at risk of getting fibroids. And it's a very, very, very common.
Wow. Is it only in Ghana or Africans? Because you said blacks.
Yeah, so blacks, black Americans, black Caribbeans, black Africans, yes, it's more common in blacks. So
Now, how do you know that you have fibroid?
Okay, so most fibroids are asymptomatic, meaning that you have fibroids, but you will never know. So most of the time, some of the symptoms that would occur that would let you know that something's not right is heavy menstrual bleeding. So if you have your menses and you have to change your pad or your tampon more than 4 times a day, yeah, that's quite significant. If you're bleeding and you have blood clots, that's also quite significant. If you can bleed so much where you develop symptoms of anemia, you get headaches, you get dizziness, palpitations, you feel weak, those are also signs that there might be something going on. Yeah.
So, for instance, what is the process to go through to actually tell that you have fibroids? Because I might feel all of this, but what would a doctor do to be able to tell that I have fibroid?
Okay. So first and foremost, the most important thing is that you come and you see your doctor. We need to evaluate you, do some investigations, and see what's going on. So most of the time when you come to the doctor, the first thing we'll do is take your history. So we need information. What's been going on? How long have you been bleeding heavily for? Are you having severe pain when you menstruate? Do you see blood clots? Are you having symptoms of anemia? Sometimes it can be when you're trying to have a child. You've been having these recurrent miscarriages. You don't know what's going on. So most of the time, if you're having symptoms or you feel like something's not right, the best thing to do is go and see your gynecologist.
Ooh. Now, some women say that, well, when you have a lot of children or when you have children, then you can't get fibroids. Others also say that, it's usually common among maybe young people. And sometimes they even give ages, like maybe let's say ages 28 to 35 or maybe 30 to 40. So at what ages can one look out for when you want to know you really have fibroids?
Okay. So fibroids are most common in the reproductive ages. So from the age of 25 to 44 years old. So we know that there's a link to it regarding female hormones. So estrogen and progesterone play a key role in the development of fibroids. So if you're in your reproductive ages, yes, that's when it's most common that you can develop fibroids. So people who haven't had their fibroids, it's not likely that you would have fibroids. And then when you're going into menopause, even though you had fibroids, because your hormone levels are down, the symptoms might disappear or reduce significantly.
Have you experienced maybe someone age 18 probably with fibroids?
So in adolescence, it's not common, but yes, there are a few cases that have been reported.
Now, I understand when it happens, it gives you a bulging tummy, like sometimes it's quite big. And then when you ask those who've actually been through it, they tell you that they are stones. And I ask, what stones? Because we only see stones on the ground. So what exactly is it?
Yes, so a fibroid, it presents as a mass. So it's a round capsulated tumor that occurs from the muscle of your uterus. So it really depends. Most fibroids are asymptomatic, meaning that you don't have any symptoms, you don't even know it's there. So unless you go and you have a test done by your gynecologist before you would realize that you have fibroids. But in patients who have fibroids, like I said, you might experience heavy menstrual bleeding. You can have intermenstrual bleeding, where you have your you have your period, it stops for a few days, and then you start bleeding again. Or someone who normally bleeds 5 to 7 days during their menstrual cycle would bleed 2 weeks. So that's not normal. But when you have big fibroids, or it really depends on where the fibroids are located, you might be able to feel it abdominally. So there are some women who have fibroids, they felt something in their abdomen and it's been there for some time. Yes, so some women can be, they're not really trying to figure out what's going on. They're in denial a bit, and they can have fibroids that can grow as big as someone who's 9 months pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah, so it really depends on, some people are willing to find out what's going on when something isn't right. Some other people, I'm just going to close my eyes and just hope that it goes away. So it really depends on where your fibroid is located and the size of your fibroid.
Wow.
It's a lot of information.
Yes,
but
it is a lot of information, and like we need to definitely process it and know how to handle it. When what are some of the things we can do to avoid fibroid, or maybe because I don't think it's something we'll be happy to go through.
Exactly. So what you can do is see your gynecologist. When you're in your reproductive age, which is between the age of 22 to 44 years old, come to the hospital, get checked out, do scans, let the doctor talk to you about your history, find out what has gone on in your family. If you have fibroids, like I said, especially in Ghana, are familial. It's a genetic thing. So your grandmother can tell you that, yes, she had this problem. Your mother had this problem. Your aunts or your sisters have all experienced this problem. So it's better to get checked out than to sit there and not know what's going on. Yeah, but because the cause of fibroid is not known, you can't, there's no medication that we can give or treatment that we can give to say, like, okay, you will not develop fibroids.
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've been speaking to Dr. Ya right here on fibroids, and I believe that you have been educated. In fact, I'm getting to know a lot of things probably I wouldn't know, because when you're bleeding and you're in your menses, sometimes you hear your friend telling you that, it's normal, meaning that when you want to have babies, listen, you need to go and check it out. It's not a joke. Well, we are going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we have a surprise guest joining Dr. Ya here on the show.
It's the Doreen Avio show. It's the Doreen Avio show.
Welcome back. This is the Doreen Avio show. And before we went on the break, I was talking to Dr. Ya about fibroids. But now we have someone joining us to talk more about her experience. If you're ready, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome singer Adina. Wow, let's sit down. Woo. Adina is an award-winning singer. In fact, I just love her music. She's talented, but of course, she has actually experienced fibroids. She's undergone treatment. She's doing amazing. And well, today she's here to share an experience with us briefly. So Adina, welcome on the show anyway.
Thank you. And this is really nice.
Thank you so much. I've been speaking to Dr. Ya, and well, she's been educating us about fibroids, and you know, it's been educative. Like there's some things that I didn't know that today I know, and I feel that there are things that I should start doing, maybe going for regular checkups if I feel one or two things. But you have been through it. Can you share your experience with us briefly here?
Okay, so late last year, 2020, I felt like I needed to go and check because I had a bulge in my abdomen, which didn't really make sense because I was eating well and exercising. I mean, the nature of the job requires that you do all these things. So I was working out, you know, doing everything that I needed to do, but I kept getting the bulge, and it started looking unpleasant in my performance looks and stuff. So I was like, let me just go and check. And also, my sister had surgery for fibroids, and it is genetic, right?
It is.
My mom had fibroids. She never had surgery, but she did. So because of my healthy lifestyle, I didn't think I would get it as well. But it happened. So I was like, let me just go check. The first guy I went to said I was pregnant.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm like, I would know, right? If I was, every girl would know if they were pregnant. So I said, nah, I don't think so. So that was when I actually got in touch with Dr. Ya. And she said, it's normal. Because I think I was even getting depressed. Like, it was too heavy for me. Because I knew having fibroids meant having surgery. And I didn't know if I was ready for surgery. I didn't know what the implications were. In Ghana, they say if you go and do fibroid surgery, you have to give birth. You know, so I'm like, I don't even know. Am I even ready to give birth? Like, where am I in my career? It was pretty crazy. So it took talking to someone like Dr. Ya, who calmed me down, made me understand that it's normal. The minute she said it's normal, you know, it's very common amongst black women. I was like, okay, so maybe it's like pimples. It's not as crazy as I thought it was.
Oh.
So yeah, fast forward to, she told me whenever I'm ready, I can come to the hospital, so we do a check. But she also asked for me to get, do a research and go to another doctor to get records of exactly where it is, how many it is. So I went to another doctor before I went to her for the third. So it's always good to get, you know, other opinions to know. Because the first person just said I was pregnant. And the records he gave me compared to the other ones and compared to hers was even more detailed. And even fast forward to after surgery, we found out that we had more inside my system than the pictures showed. Because they took out 16 fibroids. And all this time they said, oh, you have 6 or 7.
16?
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, as I was saying, after I spoke to her, I just made a mental note that I was going to do it in this year because obviously COVID and we were not able to do as much shows, even though Ghana had opened up a little bit. So the president said, you know, Val's Day, we are canceling shows, da-da-da-da. And I was like, you know what, If we're canceling shows and I'm home, what am I doing in the house? This is the best time to do it. And I don't know when they'll open up shows again.
Yeah.
So let me use this period to do the surgery, use it to recover, and then come back. And that's exactly what I did.
Woo! Wow, she's back and she still looks dapper. Now, it's time for you lot here to actually ask your questions. I'm sure you would have so much to ask. It could be for Adina or Dr. Ya. Who's ready to ask?
I wanted to ask, do frequent intake of contraceptives cause fibroids?
So studies show that hormonal medication might actually help fibroids. Because it has to do with the female steroid hormones, the progesterone and the estrogen, sometimes being on birth control can help the size, it can help the regulation of the size of the fibroids. Yes.
Wow.
Especially the birth controls, the oral contraceptive pills.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's basically good.
Yeah, it plays a good role.
Please, is there any parts of the body that they mainly do the surgery on, or they can do it at any part?
So the fibroids arise from the uterus. So the muscles that form the uterus, that's where the fibroids come from. So fibroid surgery will be done on the fibroid.
Okay. All right.
So they'll cut up in the womb.
Yeah, so we cut the womb and remove all the fibroids, close it, make sure there's no bleeding, close the skin and make you look good again.
Yeah.
All right. I think, all right.
Okay, so I wanted to ask Adina that how many months or week did it take you to recover from the surgery?
Okay, so when I left the hospital, they told me I had 6 weeks to be able to, start doing normal things. But so the outside, so basically they cut your skin open, and the outside scar heals faster than the inside scar. So the outside takes 6 weeks, and the inside takes 3 months. So yeah, I wasn't supposed to do a lot of giddy, after this, even after the 6 weeks, before the 6 weeks, and even after. And the doctor advised that I could do ab exercises for my stomach to go down after 3 months, but I started and I noticed it was a little painful, so I'm taking it easy. I'm doing exercises, other kinds of exercises. I'm not really trying to do sit-ups or anything. I'll walk, jog or something. Because, we need a flat stomach back,
Right, so we have been talking about fibroids here on the show, and of course, Dr. Owusu-Baa has been talking and educating us more about fibroids. And of course, singer Adina, who has experienced it, also shared her experiences with us and how she's been managing with recovery and more. And I bet you have also learned so much from it. We're going to take a quick break, but of course, Adina stays here with us, and there's more here on the Doreen Avio Show.
It's the Doreen Avio Show.
It's still the Doreen Avio Show, and I'm here with singer Adina. Earlier we spoke about fibroids, and Adina is doing amazing here. But of course, right after fibroids, she seemed to have something she wants everybody to be part of. She wants to educate people more about fibroids, and this is where we ask all the questions. Understand, after everything, you're putting up a foundation. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, so it's called Beautiful Inside, and it's basically a foundation to help educate women on fibroids. When I found out that I had fibroids, I obviously went to Google to try and get all the answers, and I realized there were no answers. There isn't enough information about fibroids out there. If you wanted to know what the causes are, I don't know if Dr. Ya told you some. Even she told me that we don't really know. So I felt like, okay, since it's really common amongst black women, and we're blacks, fibroids seems to be like a weird topic that a lot of people don't really know much about. There's so many myths. People are like, hey, if you get fibroids, somebody even told me, my friend's mom, not friend, but like somebody I know, her mom was like, these things are usually spiritual, so you need to like pray about it. And there are a lot of people who believe this because they just simply don't know what the truth is. So I felt like it's a beautiful opportunity for me to share, educate more people, create awareness, and from the kind of DMs I got when I posted that I had surgery for fibroids, it made me cry because I was like, wow, there's so many people going through this and they're just wearing other clothes, covering it up. You have no idea this is what they're going through. Somebody said the doctor told them and they're even afraid to pass around the hospital because they don't want to do surgery. You know, so I thought it was necessary to come up with this concept, help educate women, organize free screenings, and then maybe sometime in the future we'll see if we can help those who have critical cases, you know, take out the fibroids. So that's the main goal, and we have so many activities planned around it.
Woo. Adina, let's come to you. You're one beautiful, fine young woman.
Thank you.
Are you mentoring young women? Because, I mean, when you look at our industry, you're one of the most decent women in there. So are you mentoring anyone or any young girl at this point of your life?
No, I'm not. I wouldn't say that I am mentoring anybody, you know, specifically. But I got the opportunity to do mentor, and they literally made us pick contestants and talk to them and help groom them to win or not win. So far, that's the only thing I've done, you know, related to mentoring. But directly on a one-on-one basis, no.
You hardly talk about your love life.
Yeah.
I mean, why is it so? I mean, I'm sure everybody would like to know.
It's because, well, it's because I feel like my love life is probably just going to distract people from paying attention to the reason why you guys know me and may like me. You only know me because I'm the girl that sings, right? And I want you guys to focus on that because that's my gift to the world. I don't want my, you know, stories about who I'm with or who I'm not with to be taking your mind away from the song that has come out that you have to be checking out, you know? I don't want to spoil business like that. That's why I don't share my personal life.
Wow.
You know, yeah. But the days that I'm ready to talk about it, like the way I did surgery, I wanted to talk about it. There's always a goal or a motive behind, you know, me talking about stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like now is not the time. Maybe in the future, I'll talk about it.
But do you think it's even advisable to do so? Because sometimes, you know, you meet somebody and you're so excited, you're in the limelight,
Yeah.
and like, you just want people to know that, yeah, I'm working, I'm a star, but I have a man in my life. And then it gets to a point when things get worse and everybody starts talking about it, then it starts affecting you. Is it really necessary, like, to do that?
Like I said, it's distracting. It takes attention off what you're really selling. And as musicians, we're selling our music. You know, for some people, they feel like it's necessary to add all the extra, you know, news because it makes it juicy. But I think it will take away from what I have to give. So.
Now, before I let you go, I know that you're a beautiful singer. Aside everything, you are also a designer.
Yes.
And, you know, it looks like most of your clothes are being designed by you. Is this something you've always wanted to do, or is just a side hobby aside the music?
Well, I've always loved design because my mom used to make clothes. I mean, she still does. So I grew up in her shop, you know, writing in her measurement books, drawing sketches, you know. But growing up, I always had designers that I worked with until there was a time when I had access to all the fabrics that I had bought for shows and stuff. I had a deal with a designer, but it ended. So I just went for my stuff. And we had machines at home. So I just literally just went on the internet, found patterns, cut something, sewed it. And I was like, I can make this. So I started making my performance stuff, interview stuff, and then work became very hectic, so I stopped. But now, I've started a clothing line called Thembi Republic, and they actually made what I'm wearing right now.
Woo!
Yeah.
Are you expensive?
I mean, we're affordable. We're actually trying to bridge the gap between luxury and affordability, because mostly the luxury brands are very expensive, and things that are affordable, people don't find nice. It's like, if it's cheap, it's not really. So what we're trying to do is find a way out, because if I'm a young girl and I can't afford the biggest names, but I have some ideas, I can buy fabric, go to my wayside seamstress, put something together, and it might not cost as much. So what Thembi Republic is trying to do is be that bridge in the middle. So it's not so expensive, but at the same time, it's cute. So anybody at all can afford it. But if you also come for the special tunes to the expensive ones, we got you.
We got you. I've been talking with the beautiful and singer Adina. We've been talking about her foundation, her fashion line, and of course, quite interesting things you probably did not know about her. But we'll take a quick break. When we come back, it's Wheel of Misfortune.
All right.
It's the Doreen Avio show. It's the Doreen Avio show.
And now, welcome to the Wheel of Misfortune. You get 3 spins where you can win 500 cedis a spin, or you can win a fantastic, beautiful prize of absolute misfortune. When you spin and you lose, Sikano, shit.
Welcome back. It's now time for Wheel of Misfortune. Now let's play a game. So, let me cough this from my head. Number 19. Look under your seats. Number 19. Number 19. Oh, give it up for him. What's your name, sir?
My name is Excel Emmanuel.
Excel, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Are you ready to play the game?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just take you through it. So we have 500 Ghana cedis. If you spend 3 times, you get to win 1,500 Ghana cedis. Then we have Tada. Of course, you get to win amazing gifts from Samsung. 500 Ghana cedis. Oh, not just you, but for your audience as well. Your friends there. Yes. And then 500 Ghana cedis with a red ink crossed. When it falls there, then that means negative 500 Ghana cedis. You don't even win, let alone to have some. So then, game over. No matter how many times you spin, if it falls there, it's over for you. Are you ready? Let's take our first spin.
I'm ready.
So it fell on a prank call. You have the opportunity to call your mom, your girlfriend. Which one do you want to do now?
There's no option.
Oh, option.
My mom is sleeping by now. And
Your
girlfriend
mom
too is not there.
She's not there. She's not there as in where? She's not in the country?
There's none.
There's none. You don't have a girlfriend? Oh, fine mind like you. So, do you want us to take the second spin?
Okay.
You want to try that?
Okay.
Okay, let's take the second spin then.
Who's taking me home? Who's taking me home?
Relax, relax. We have to take another spin first. Again, we have to take another spin before you can tell if you've won something or not. So, now let's take our next spin. Okay, so mystery box, and we are bringing a box here so that we see what's in that box.
But the 500 cedis is still there.
No, it's not there. You should have taken it 3 times to be able to win 1,500 cedis. But you know, it should be there. But
I said it's there.
it's there, but let's take the mystery box and see what's in there. So you still have your 500 Ghana cedis, and now it's on mystery box. So you need to come here and join me. But of course, I don't know what's in there. Come. I don't know what's in the box. The audience know what's in the box. I do not know. It could be something scary. Like it could be something disgusting. It could be anything. I don't know. But all I want you to do is to dip your hand in there and have a feel of what it is. If you're bitten by a mouse, I'll fly this way. So are you ready?
Is there a mouse inside?
I don't know. That's the thing. So are you ready?
If I dip my hand, I have to take something.
Just have a feel and then, yeah. Just have a feel of it. Okay? All right. So are you ready? Okay.
Can I stand?
Yeah, just, yeah. Go ahead. What is it? So bring it out. Bring it out. What's in there? Guess what it is. What is in there?
It feels like tissue paper mixed with water. Feels like tissue papers and mixed with water.
Really? Is that what is in there? Oh, that's in there. Give it up for him. Oh!
I got it.
You got it?
Yes.
Wow, let's give it up for him. Why, what did you think you were going to have?
I was feeling like when you dip your hand in it's bad, so I wouldn't say it.
Let's give it up for him. All right, of course, you have won yourself 500 Ghana cedis. Let's give it up for him. And we'd like to say a very big thank you to Samsung because our amazing audience get to win something from Samsung as well.
And now, welcome to the Wheel of Misfortune. You get 3 spins where you can win 500 cedis a spin, or you can win a fantastic, beautiful prize of absolute misfortune. When you spin and you lose, Sikano, shit.
Welcome back. This is the Doreen Avio show. But ladies and gentlemen, Adina has a surprise for you.
Get enough, B. Shall we get enough? All right, let's go. Are you ready, guys? Why are you sitting down? Hey, hey, hey. I love you, die. Advocacy, don't let me down. I didn't feel you, no be lie. Oh, bad my soul inside the other. Hey, if you know them, my body, my mind go they bust you. If you know them, my body, you know them, my body. Oh, Lord of mercy, be like something they do me. Oh, I go my own self, baby. Go be titty and tell.
Take care of you, yeah. You don't go hurt, I refuse, yeah. I never blow you no fuse. My chica bonita be you. I'm gonna take care of you, yeah. You don't go hurt, I refuse, yeah. I don't go blow you no fuse. My chica bonita be you. take care of you, yeah. You don't go hurt, I refuse, yeah. I never blow you no fuse. My chica bonita be you. I'm gonna take care of you, yeah. You don't go hurt, I refuse, yeah. I don't go blow you no fuse. My chica bonita be you. My mamacita, fine chica, usipina usita, my indica sativa. I know go fit, I know fit to let you go. Loving me, loving you till we bye. Come on,
Hey,
baby.
baby, my kuma won't sound, baby. Bobby Titty and town, baby. I'm with you too much. Hey, hey. We're on the reggae vibes right now. Hey. Scooby-Doo Papa, Scooby-Doo Papa, hey. Adina, listen, boy, I hate it that I like you. On the low, but them girls got to go before I make you mine, boo. But you're not really ready for this glow. I go see, I need Jessica, I need meet me. Every other night a different girl, I can't believe this. Do I have to tell you how I feel before you see me? Can you tell me why? Let me hear you say, hey. Oh, come on. Oh, oh. Can you tell me why? Oh, why? Oh, oh. Let me hear you say, oh, who you taking home tonight? I didn't feel you when I look alive. Like who you taking home tonight? Hey, so I say, boy, who you taking home tonight? I didn't feel you when I look alive. Like who you taking home tonight? What did he do? What did he do? Listen. Wait, when your mommy not so me to won't jive. Baby boy, I got your back. Intimacy guy. Send me call down on you, call me so won't die. Hey, wait, when your mommy not so me to won't jive. Baby boy, I got your back. Intimacy guy. I hate that I love you. Oh, I. Everybody now. Oh, who you taking home tonight? I didn't feel you when I look alive. But who you taking home tonight? Who though? So I say, boy, who you taking home tonight? I didn't feel you when I look alive. But who you taking home tonight? I go see, I need Jessica, can you meet me? Every other night a different girl, I can't believe this. Do I have to tell you how I feel before you see me? Can you tell me why? Let me hear you say why, oh, hey. Why, oh, oh. Can you tell me why, oh, why, oh, oh. Everybody now, boy, who you taking home tonight? I didn't feel you and I no go lie. But who you taking home tonight? So I say, boy, who you taking home tonight? I didn't feel you when I no go lie. But who you taking home tonight?
Listen, for a second, I thought I was the star. I was singing as if I wrote the song. I was performing as if I actually put the song together. But, you know, with Adina, it's a beautiful rap. Thank you for watching. It has been the Doreen Avio Show, and thank you very much, Adina.
Thank you.